it's Petunia Gal, and we are back over in Planet Zoo on Heartland Zoo. That does not seem safe. Just saying. That, yeah, don't do that. So, I am going to go ahead. I would wanted to start on the Southeast Asia animals, but I really want to get this all done right here. So, I'm wanting to get a cover on this path, and also, I wanted to see what we can do about this area in here because I don't like the way this is looking. And obviously, it's not done over here. And yeah, so I want to just finish this off. Add this little curb here going up the path and just all that cool stuff. And I'm wondering about changing the pillars that we've got going on around here, like on the building and everything, to these that we used in the sign here. So I'm going to take a look at that and see if we want to do that instead. There's a lot of weird like connections in these little columns here, so I don't know. We'll see. And these are, I think, about the same size as the 4 that we've got on all these. So yeah, I think we'll do that. And then next time we will start with the South Asian animal. Again, let me know what you guys think we should start with. I'm kind of going towards the either the clouded leopard or the binturong. I'm almost thinking about the binturong just because there's been so much, kind of, I guess you'd say, controversy over it, that I really think Planet Zoo did an awesome job in redoing it, and I really want to get that into our zoo. So let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, I will get started and see how we can get this thing taken care of. So let's get to it. All right, so I went ahead and started deleting these because I didn't like the extra color that it was giving. So I tried to look and see if we could get these a little bit better aligned. So what I decided is I would just delete all of them but one, and then I went ahead and moved it over to the side where it was not even connected to the building. I thought maybe it would be a little bit easier to get it straight that way. I don't know. It may have worked, but I went ahead and I think I tried to get most of it out of the video, but I did try to do this whole thing where I tried to get rid of the crossfighting. And like I said, I tried to get most of it out because it's going to take, like, even now, I still have a lot more to do. But I wanted to go ahead and get this as done as I could so we wouldn't have to do yet another part to this. I think we've done quite a few parts already, so I definitely wanted this one to be the final. And there's still some, little tweaks I can do along the way, but I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. So I hope you guys are too. But definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about it. And I went back and forth on what to use on the top thing here. It's not a column, but the top is, I went ahead and just used the same material as the sides just so I could not have yet another material on here. But I went ahead and I tried to line it up, but in the end, I just did each one individually just to make sure it was lined up to what it needed to be. And so it's not perfectly straight, that's for sure. But I did it as best I could, and yeah, I think it ended up pretty good. And initially, I wanted to try to get this whatever cover I was going to use to go up to the top of the other side of the roof, but I decided to just have it flat. I know it, for a real zoo, it probably doesn't make sense because I don't have any like drainage or anything in, so that's probably not the best to go for. But yeah, I did my best here. I probably could have done a little bit of leveling because I don't think that's really level, but it works out in the end, I think. And then I go ahead and get these columns from the inside to use as I guess the curb. So it looks like the wood pillars are actually in something instead of just inside the curb. I don't know. I would use like a cement at the bottom just to make it look like it's actually in a cement pillar, but I think this looks okay. Let me know what you guys think. Could always change it up if we need to. And I cut a lot of this out. Again, I do a lot of just moving things around, trying to get them to fit. Like, I wouldn't say perfectly because it's definitely not perfect, but I try to get them as good as I can. And I wanted to go ahead and put these pillars on the other corner of the building as well, because obviously I think it needs it. I think it makes it look more even. But I did have to do some work with that to get the pillars to cooperate as far as the crossfighting and stuff. So we put it in the corner like that, and then I also have to deal with the top part because obviously you don't want these poking out of the roof. So, and as you can see, that wall is poking out too. So I went ahead and got that moved down a little bit. And so I think it looks pretty good. And I know I'm saying pretty good a lot, but it does look pretty good. So I went ahead and took this all out. Of course, I didn't include all of me deleting these, but and then we just used these that we were using on the outside because, again, I want to stick with as few, I guess, different types of materials as possible. This curb, this sidewalk thing is kind of, I want to say bent a little bit. I don't know why, because I think I used a grid piece here, but I don't know. Of course, I guess that's where it's getting connected to the curve and stuff, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, so I just go ahead and get that working here, and of course the crossfighting issue, even if it's on the very edge, you can still see it, and it's kind of annoying. I'm just saying. I don't like it, but we do have to do a little bit of maneuvering because the path isn't totally straight. But I went ahead and got them on the other side here. I haven't done anything with these corners because I take this out and then I forget to put anything back. So I do need to try to figure out what to do with that. But I think these little curbs came out pretty good. I think it worked out, especially on these, because I wasn't sure if the incline pieces were going to work very well, but they work out pretty good. So I was pretty proud of that. So I went ahead and put them on the other side as well, and also over here where they kind of go under the building. And I think it really helps to tie it all in together and not make that wall look super crazy. I'm trying to get it lined up so it doesn't look too weird on the corner there, but I think it looks pretty good. I think we actually end up covering it up, actually, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so went ahead and got that along the length of the wall there. And then I want to cover these rocks up, so I want to figure out something to do with that. And at first I start with these half walls. I don't remember how much of this I kept in, because in the end I realized that what the part I need to cover is a lot bigger than this. So we go ahead and cut about here, because I'm like, no, this isn't gonna work. So I tried to, this will work for this area over here, which I decide to actually, because obviously that's not going to work. I can't adjust the other axis, so we just pull it down, and then in the end I just decide to use the beam that's there to just bring it down even more to match up with everything else, which works, I think it works out in the end, because it looks like it's meant to be there. Although if you look from the outside underneath, you're gonna see a lot of mess, because I still haven't done anything with that, so I probably need to do that. But again, getting this to look like it's connected is a little bit of an issue, and the crossfighting. So I get that taken care of as much as I can, at least. And then I decided to put the bottom trim here as well. I'm thinking of maybe making this the floor, but I don't know. That's going to be a lot of pieces. So I don't know if I want to do that. So I do keep this in where I move things or copy things over to the other side and pretty much just use the same walls and pillars and all of that for the other side. I think it turns out because, I mean, if you can make it where you build something once and then you can just reuse it, that's probably like the best thing to do. It just takes a lot less time. It takes less time if it's on the grid, but obviously I built this way off the grid, so that's not gonna work. But it's okay. We get it. So unfortunately, this isn't totally lining up, so I want to make sure we get that wall in front of the wall that's there so it doesn't make any weird connections. And then I go ahead and line this bottom part as well because we want everything to be lined. I mean, if we're going to start, we might as well finish, right? So I go ahead and select all of these, which is kind of a pain because I can't do the click and drag very well because it'll select some of the other stuff, but I get it. And over here, I tried the half wall, but it's got the little thing on the top. So I went ahead and got this just plain half wall, and it works out pretty good for this. And I don't know if I put it in, but I do a lot of moving around these, and then I try to just put them in as a grid, as you can see right there. But the problem is when I do that, it tends to not line up towards the end, so I just do it separately. It seems like it's easier that way. And just going and lining this up as well, because I want it to be a little bit sticking out, but not a huge amount. And then I decided to push these so it looks like they're covering that whole length of the wall there. I think that looks pretty good. And you're not going to be able to see it, I don't think, from the outside underneath. I haven't checked, actually. And then we go ahead and put some rails here. So I decided against the glass. I just can't find a good piece to use. So I decided to just go with rails. And again, I do a lot of just moving things around, trying to get it to, fit totally great. And so I definitely don't leave a lot of that in. But if you guys want to see that, let me know. I usually end up moving the mouse way too much, so I have to move it back, and then it's just a lot of moving around. And I thought I would try to just put this rail here as, I think, what do they call it? I think they call it like a catch rail, although it might be down too low. I decided I didn't like that. I don't like the curved in look for the catch rail. So I think I end up using an Australian rail from the Australia mod pack. Wow, from the Australian pack. Play a little too much Minecraft, apparently. But that's okay. So I don't want to have this whole thing sticking out. So I go ahead and push it into the wall quite a bit. So I may have to look at doing something on the other side so it's not sticking out. But for now, I just try to get it in and then get it all squared off so it looks right. I don't know about this little secondary rail. Let me know what you guys think. And then I went ahead, I copied this that we already have, and then went over to pick the rock I want to use for this kind of column thing at the end of the rail. I did that because when you copy something and then go ahead and go pick up the one you want in the rock menu, it's the color of what you have down. If you don't do that, you have to go pick out the color again, and I didn't want to have to do that because I don't know if it's still there, actually. But yeah, so I do a lot of these placements of these rocks to form the end of the rails and also some of the connections. And I think they came out pretty good. I still think it's missing something. I don't know what, but I think it's missing something. And will, I may mess with that later. But again, I'm trying to, mess with the placement of this because I don't want the rail to go too far into the path, but I think it gets taken care of pretty good. And then I'm going to go ahead and do these. And these I'm going to double up so it'll go past the... Well, I don't know if it goes past the doorway, but so it goes to the doorway. And I don't know if these are the best to use for that because, they're so blocky. It's not just natural rock that's, got some different shapes to it. And you can see all the crossfighting when I move. I do fix some of that. Just not all of it on video because again, it's a pain. So I went ahead and added these, I guess pillars, I guess you would call them. And I tried to get them as evenly spaced as possible, but I didn't really worry too much about that. And then I go ahead and add these other ones. So there's like some square spaces that are left here because I had an idea to do a kind of a, I guess they would call them living roofs with the kind of the gardens on top. Again, not necessarily realistic because I don't have any drainage or anything like that. So I went ahead and wanted to pick something from their habitat. So I got this bamboo and decided just to put them on. I did every other column, which in the end doesn't necessarily match because I wanted it to fit on this end and the other end, but it doesn't because that count doesn't work. But I think it still looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and put that over here as well. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to add some kind of vase things later. I don't know how much later that is, but I wanted to look at the plants that they like, the biome and continent that they like to get plants from, because I don't want to add anything that's not in their habitat. Because although I don't know if these actually count towards their habitat, I would have to look and see if it actually says if it's connected to it. But so I wanted to stick with the crocodile stuff. And I went ahead and put vines here because, I don't know, I just thought it looked cool. I don't know if it makes too much sense, but I kind of like it. So I went ahead and started placing some, and then I did a cut to where I kind of had them all done. And I think it turned out pretty good. I wish they had some different colors. I wonder if that's colorable. I didn't even look. But yeah, so like I said, I wanted to do some kind of a living roof here. So I wanted to add the mulch, but I didn't want it to all be mulch. So I wanted to also add some glass. So I was looking around for some glass to use. I decided on this. It doesn't fit perfectly in these spots, but I think it works pretty good. So we add this to about, I think we add 3 of them. We'll see. And yeah, I think it works out pretty good because you can, I haven't tried it actually, but you can see some of the plants from underneath as well as obviously from up above, but I don't know why guests would be up above that. So I don't know how much this is for the guests, but I think it turns out. So I'll go ahead and change the color of the frame because that white is just not going to work. I tried to make it blend in with the wood, but I think it may still be a little too light. So go ahead and go back to the nature and start putting the mulch in. And it's almost a perfect fit for most of these. Again, it's not super even, so, it's not the exact right fit, but we get it in. Some of them we kind of double up a little bit. And, yeah, so it turns out pretty good in the end. And there we go. We have it all set up. And I think I do one more thing before I put plants in. But I go ahead and choose the continent and biome. or continents and biomes. But I wanted to select all of the wood. So I went ahead and just clicked and drug over everything. And then I'm just going to hit control and deselect what we don't need. I thought that would be easier, but I don't know. It probably turned out to be the same, but it's okay. So go ahead and select all the wood we need, hitting shift, and then we hit control to deselect the things we don't want. And I'm going to go ahead and just copy that down here and move it so it looks like it's kind of coming underneath the mulch. I kind of want to add something underneath, like a wood piece or something so you don't see the mulch, because that's kind of weird. But for now, it works. And then we just place some plants in here. And I placed some, and then I just cut so you guys don't have to watch everything. And I try to overhang some of those so you can see those from underneath the thing on the path. So I think it turns out in the end to look pretty good. I like it. And I know some of these that I'm placing are water hyacinths or water plants, but I still think it looks pretty good up here. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think anybody's going to tell on me, right? So it works out pretty good, I think. And again, I say pretty good a lot. I'm sorry. But I wanted to add kind of different colors here too, and not just have like green and purple. I like these little plants. They're kind of whitish. I like it. It just adds a little bit of something different. And yeah, it went pretty well, I think. And now I'm trying to look for a vase of some kind. So I find this, I think it's actually an Asian piece, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, so I went ahead and put that under the bamboo. And I was thinking about putting mulch in it, but I don't think we really need it. I think this works fine. So the only thing I was wondering is how far down to place it. I mean, I don't know. It looks more, I don't know. It looks better with it up, but then you have the piece coming down from the other side. So if you don't have it all the way down to the rock, it just doesn't look right. So I went ahead and had to get this out of the way. It seemed like it was in the guest's way a little too much. It doesn't seem like that for the others, or maybe it's just me. But I don't know. So here's some more of me placing the rock. I don't know what to call these, but the rock kind of barrier for the rail, and especially in the corners, because they are, they definitely don't match up. And I knew that, and when I was placing them, obviously. But let me know what you guys think about this. I don't know if I necessarily like it or don't like it, but let me know. I can always try something else. I mean, all of these projects are more of a work in progress, I would say, most of the time, because you never know when you're going to go back to it and be like, no, I think I want to change that. Or if you get a new DLC and you're like, no, I want to go back and do this. And so here I'm just placing the other rail, I guess the catch rail, if you want to call it that, over here. And yeah, definitely changing the angle of this one. But I think it works out. I don't know if I've seen this in my zoo, like my local zoo. I don't know if I've seen catch rails like that. But here I am just adding some more of the rock pillars. And yeah, I think that is probably where we're going to end. So as you see me finishing up here, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys think about the editing, about the things I showed, the things I didn't show, as far as moving things around and doing a lot of camera movement work. That's what I like to call it anyways. That's why I don't put it in. It's just so much work, so much moving around, and Yeah, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. And yeah, next time we'll probably be adding a Asian animal in here. So let me know what you guys would like to see. And until then, I hope you have a super blessed night or day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. And please enjoy these cinematic shots. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.